Welcome, everyone, to the Inspirational Businesswoman Show. I am so excited to be interviewing today Katrina Sawa. We'll be talking about merging AI with authenticity, the future of speaking, writing, and marketing with heart. Welcome, everyone. I'm so pleased that you're with us today. You are in for a real treat with quite an entrepreneur, Katrina Sawa. I can't wait to introduce you to her. Now, I want to thank you also for being here. I know your time is valuable, and we are going to bring you some power-packed information. You know, it's always been my dream to provide you, the viewer, with a goldmine of inspirational tips, strategies, and advice to help you grow your business from what I call inspirational business women in the know. And Katrina is going to bring it to us today. Now, before we get started, I'm going to play the preview trailer. And this is your opportunity to help us spread the word, get the word out about what Katrina will be talking about. Anyone you know who might benefit by this, please let them know that this interview is going on while we do the preview trailer, and we'll be introducing you to Katrina in just a moment. All right, I think you can see we're in for a real treat today on a hot topic, an important area of discussion. So in today's episode, as I said, I'm joined by Katrina Sawa from Jumpstart Your Biz Now and Jumpstart Publishing for a real down-to-earth conversation about something that every business owner is navigating right now. How do you use AI without losing your voice, your values, and the human connection that makes people trust you? Well, Katrina is a seasoned entrepreneur, coach, author, and publisher, and she helps jumpstart her clients' businesses, tweaks and shifts what they're doing so that they can be more productive, more profitable, and impactful. So welcome, Katrina. So great to have you here.
Thank you, Virginia. Nice to be here.
So I love connecting with you because so many entrepreneurs that I work with are emerging. I love working with them and I love coaching them, but I love connecting with these seasoned entrepreneurs who have really been down the path to develop their own business and their own skills in multiple ways. And you definitely reflect that. So thank you for giving us your time today.
Of course. I love to help emerging leaders too. So
yeah,
hence the jumpstart.
Absolutely. Jumpstart it is. So I'd love to get a little background because our viewers love to know, how did you get from starting to where you are today? What were some of the hurdles you went through? What would I say are some of your defining moments?
Well, I've always been in jobs that were sales and marketing oriented, whether it was retail or customer service or restaurants, right? And my favorite job was as a bartender, frankly. I moved up to management and I said, "Oh, this sucks. Too much paperwork and admin." And I moved back to bartender when I was in college. I'm not one for, excuse me. I was in a company once where it was you had to get up to manager, assistant manager to manager, and I got up to assistant manager, couldn't get to manager because my mouth would just blurt things out. Like I was not like they didn't like that. Apparently it didn't work for them. So like I knew that I needed to have my own business based on a lot of my job experience. My very last job though was as an advertising rep for the local newspaper in Sacramento, California, here where I live. And I loved it. I loved talking to small business owners and learning about what they're doing and what they want and all these things. But they would run, I'd say, okay, well, you should run it on the paper. And they would literally give me their business card to put as an ad. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 you don't know what you're doing. Like, we need to make an ad that actually people will read and come in and do something with. So I had to really educate a lot of entrepreneurs at that stage on what they needed to do to not only advertise, but when they came in, like point of sale things and follow up and building a database. And they just didn't know. Most of them didn't know what they didn't know. And it broke my heart
Yeah.
because they kept going out of business. So that's really where I came from and why I started a business and why I'm just not made out for corporate living.
Yeah. Well, I love the name Jumpstart Your Biz Now and Jumpstart Your Publishing. That was the other one because you have really a
That's
couple
fun.
of different divisions
Yeah.
in the work that you're doing. Tell us a little bit about how that side got started,
Yes.
the publishing side.
So when, as a business owner, we think, okay, I can't launch my business until I have a name, until I have my domain and my website and my brand, right? And so I just launched Messy back then, and I've been launching Messy ever since, frankly, because I think it's just the way you got to do it. Do it until it makes sense. So I was like Sawa Marketing. I was Sawa Consulting was my brand first, and then Sawa Marketing. And then I was in a mastermind and Jumpstart Your Marketing came out of that in 2005. So that was my original like real brand, Jumpstart Your Marketing. And I had that for 15, 14 years. And then I was like, but I'm getting stuck in this marketing niche and I do way more than marketing now. So that's when I changed it to jumpstartyourbiznow.com. And then I started doing so many books for myself and then clients. And so then I'm like, oh, now I need Jumpstart Publishing. So yeah, it just, you got to be open to the evolution of you and your brand and your message and your company and what you're learning and how you're expanding and evolving what you do. Yeah. So
Yeah, and over the years, that's exactly what we have to do is be ready to sort of flow with the trends. And that kind of brings us to the topic today, which is AI. And how are people navigating that? How are you navigating it? And what kind of advice are you going to be able to give to people who are here who are really are in the emerging phase? And many don't even understand the importance of getting educated and fluent in how they can use AI in their business. And so I really thought this would be a great sort of jump off from the fact that, yeah, we all need to do some of these basic things in business in order to survive. We need more than a little business card for sure. So we're going to talk about that today. And I'm just going to bring up your intro here again, because what I didn't point out is the topics we're going to be covering. And the first one is on amplifying your authentic voice with AI. And then we're going to talk about why trust is so important in the algorithm. And finally, let's go into automating a bit using AI for the soul connection that we really want to make. This is really how you want to start emerging AI with being your authentic self, because that's truly how a business grows, builds their reputation, builds a loyal following, and you don't want to let go of the authenticity. But we do want to talk about how can we do it faster and easier and more effectively. So I'm going to ask that part first. We're going to just go and let me get some things out of the way. How do we amplify our authentic voice? What have you found is most helpful in your own business with that, Katrina?
Well, obviously I'm a speaker and I've been speaking for 30 years and but it's evolved as well, right? What's funny is I'm speaking on the topic of AI in a couple weeks and I don't teach AI. You teach AI. I don't teach AI. I'm just dabbling in AI right now and you and I know some of the same people that are learning and dabbling and implementing and things like that. And you're way more advanced at AI than I am. But I'm learning how to be super smart with it and not squirrel. I, my biggest pet peeves, wasting time, wasting money. Can't stand it. Can't stand it with my kids, my family, my dog, like nobody. If you make me waste time or money, I'm like, freaking out sometimes. Okay. So I do not want to squirrel on tools that I don't need to know about and don't need to use and don't need to play with. Just like I don't add extra apps to my phone that I don't need just because they're fun to play with. No, no, no. And
Yeah.
in fact, when I play a game on my phone, I play one of two games. That's it. I don't get new games. I don't search new games. I don't do any of that. So I'm just super focused with the technology that I'm using and I'm really going deep with it. So, as far as amplifying my voice, I think it's, ChatGPT, it's you get in what you put, you get out what you put in, right? And recently I had a client tell me that I am really good at prompting. And like, that wasn't a skill like a couple years ago. Like, it wasn't a skill to prompt your AI. But I'm getting really good at figuring out what I need to tell it to punch out the exact thing because I've had a couple mistakes. Oh, that's not in depth enough. They don't have enough information, that kind of thing. So what it's doing, I think, is making me a I don't want to say a better prompter, but it's a better preparer for it's a team member, right? It is our team member. So it's kind of like training your team. Um, so it's pushing out more validated, resonating messaging, wording, things, scripts, and things that I can use in the marketing that I'm already doing. So I think that's how it's really amplifying my voice. Is it just freaking gets me now? My chat GPT, which I named Zane, or actually he named himself. He just gets me. And anytime I ask a question, it's like the exact thing I need to need to say or decision. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. But most people don't do enough of the training and the feeding of info and the prompting correctly to get anything really that's going to stand out.
That's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about this topic because being a long-term entrepreneur, knowing all the things that need to get done, knowing how beyond all the things that need to get done, you still need to have that authentic connection with people and how you are layering AI into the process of being able to do that more efficiently, I think was a great topic for discussion for us, which is why we decided on this. And I'm glad that to have you here to share with it. And yeah, you are right about it getting to know you and you getting to know how to do a prompt that really returns something that's valuable to you,
Yeah.
something that's really consistent with your brand and the way you express yourself authentically. And that's all about developing your brand voice actually inside of AI, which takes a little bit of time. But once you got it, obviously the results are much more authentic than if you just give a few not very clear prompts because it doesn't know enough about you, right?
It can be really magical too. I have two recent clients that we created some graphics for around what they were doing, tools you know. And we punched out these graphics and they were like almost in tears because it was the perfect visualization of what they wanted to exude in their business, which increases their confidence, increases their authenticity, which increases their motivation to be able to go out and speak about it when you have these visuals or the messaging or the words. Another client, she was writing a book, and I said, well, give me all your content, anything you have on that. And I'm going to stuff it in and I'm going to come out. And I gave her the perfect outline. And she did not get it. She's like, how did you do this? I've been talking to my chat for months and I don't get this same information. So I don't know. I'm really good at figuring that out. But I also want to teach other people to how to figure it out and use it for good. Using AI for good, not evil is what I always say. Like, not that it's evil, but like we don't want to squirrel and waste time.
Yeah, no, no, we don't. And the other thing is that people oftentimes are intimidated by AI and they get a lot of what I call disinformation, or maybe I'd say slanted information around using it in their business, thinking, oh, I'm not going to be authentic, which is really the whole point of our conversation today.
Yeah.
But also, just even, I had a client who was even afraid to get on it, even looked at it and said, oh, this feels evil to me. And I said, this is part of the impression you're bringing. You're bringing
Yeah.
this idea to the tool. It is a tool, just like we learned to use the internet years ago as a tool.
Yeah.
We started to learn to use social media as a tool. We learned to pick up our phones and communicate with more than just a phone call because now everything's on our phone. So it's about how you intend to use the tool. And I agree, we're using it for good. And unfortunately, if you're not picking this tool up and learning how to use it in your business, I'm afraid you're going to be left behind. And that's what I don't want for entrepreneurs who have enough on their plate. Instead, we've got a tool that can really speed up the process. As you say, come out with images that they are inspired by, that they may
Yeah.
have paid hundreds or thousands of dollars to have created by a digital marketer in the past.
Right. Now, while I feel really bad for the people that used to do the graphic design, and we still need you. We still need you.
Yes.
Like, there's so many things we still need them for, but it's you don't be afraid. Now, I know there's people out there that are like, well, Big Brother's watching. And, like, I swear to God, the other day we were talking, well, I can't tell you what we were talking about with my husband because this is a G-rated show, but it was not G-rated. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting ads in my Facebook feed for a similar type of thing. And I'm like, how? Like, I didn't do anything on Facebook or even the internet. I was just talking about it. Now I have Alexa, right, in my house. And so some people, and that's AI, right? And so some people,
Yeah.
I've had her for years, which she's starting to get on my nerves actually, because they upgraded her and now she's a little sassy and I don't like it. And so like, I can't change it. So that Amazon, if you're listening, please allow me to change the personality of my Alexa. Thank you. I would appreciate that.
Into the second topic, actually, Katrina, and that is around trust. And there's so much now being created out there that
Yeah.
is created with AI, that to the point that you can't tell if someone's real or not, if a video is real or not, if it's been edited in some way, using AI to put something out that's not at all truthful.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts around that? That's one of the
Yeah.
challenges I know many people are concerned about.
Yes. And I wish people would stop creating videos of tigers eating dogs, or you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
the things that are
Yeah,
just so unrealistic, like, and horrifying, the horrifying
yeah,
things that are and like cruise ships like diving. I don't know. Like I've seen so many things that it's like I assume most things are fake these days unless I see it on, I don't know, like the news, although the news isn't even, anyways,
yeah.
I don't like the videos of the world. I think it's that are fake. I think it's fun every once in a while to create like I'm working on it, creating a fake, not a fake, like a mini me persona, right? I'm calling her Feisty Katrina because I don't want to be a bitch personally, but Feisty Katrina can tell it like it is. And she's going to be like, nope, you got to do this, stop doing that. And like, no excuses, blah, blah, blah. Right. And so I want to create this mini me to do that. But it's going to be lighthearted and well, I'm a sarcastic kind of person, so it'll be sarcastic, kind of fun. I don't know. I just kind of want to create that. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, this is me over here." I'm not gonna like put her out or anything out that says this is me. I will say, "Oh, look at what I did with AI today," right, or something like that. So I don't know. And if even Amazon, when I do books and stuff, it asks you now, did you create any of this with using AI and which tools did you use? And there's not just one tool. You say it's a tool, but there's like 400 tools. It's overwhelmingly exhausting, right? Which is why I'm only paying attention to like four or five right now because it's like la 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 la. These are working for me for things that I need, but I don't know. I it's not, I wouldn't say you're going to be left behind, but it's going to be hard to keep up, I would say. Hard to keep up at the speed that other people are creating content, doing things, creating new visions, new pages, new this, new that, new automation, or getting to the lifestyle that they want with more freedom in their life because they have more time now because they're utilizing AI. So if you're overwhelmed with that, or you want to keep up, like then you want to use it for good. Oh, that made
Well,
sense.
absolutely. And I think that this kind of goes with hand in hand with the whole idea of the second topic being trust is the new algorithm, because
Yeah,
there's so much out there that is not trustworthy
right.
or real. And the question becomes, as an entrepreneur, how do you balance using these tools in a way that gets you more visibility, therefore attracts more people to you, but does it authentically in a way that people say, well, I can trust her. I know
Hmm.
she's the real deal, while you're still using these tools. And I think you make a great point on staying focused on a few that
Hmm.
really do the job for you at this point. So, what might those be, and how are you working the trust factor into everything you're doing using
Sure.
AI?
So the big things that I focus on are speaking gigs, right? Getting more speaking gigs, delivering speaking speeches to audiences, whether it's live in person or attending events and that kind of thing. So excuse me, when you're speaking, it's good to have good slides. It's good to have good graphics. So anything that can amplify those visuals for you is 100% worth looking into, upgrading. The old day of a bunch of bullets on a white slide are so gone. You have to get more creative. So you have to, I mean, I don't even use video in my slides that often because sometimes you never know, the tech's not going to work or the internet's not going to work. So I don't even risk it sometimes. I'm that kind of a speaker. And I can speak without slides, of course, but you want to have some good, like some decent visuals. And you're much more confident when you have some amazing graphics. And I even hired a guy one time as a coach because he kept presenting and showing up all these visuals. And I'm like, I need more visuals like this. This was like 4 years ago. And I paid him $30,000 for working with him for like 10 months or something because of his visuals. So that's one big piece that I use is creating those visuals, the framework images, the infographics, the things I can do in slide presentations or show online like this. That's one big thing. The other one is creating topics, titles that people want to book. I'm a speaker booker. If you give me a really boring title, I'm like, I'm yawning over here. Like, don't do that. Like, you have to create really punchy, hooky talk titles. And chat can help you do that. Although a lot of people's talk titles are starting to look similar. So we got to get really creative with that. So there's that, making yourself look better with better talk titles, better names of programs, those kinds of things. Um, and then better descriptions. My bio, like that I probably gave you, has been zhuzhed a little by AI, right? There's a lot of things. Web page copy. I don't like to create a whole website, but I have twice now with AI. Just like punched in a bunch of stuff. Here's what I'm teaching, and then boop, here's the page. Boop, there it goes, and then people have bought. Right. So it could be very, very helpful if you do the right things that you're already going to be doing. Just it's going to take it to that next level.
Yeah, so what you're saying is that you're still out there in front. You are your brand in
Yes.
this case. You're out there connecting with people, whether it's in an interview like this or it's out on the stage, and you're using the tools to make that part more effective, more impactful, and faster for you to create.
Yes.
So now you've
And
got a beautiful
enhance.
blend.
Yeah, and enhance my positioning, make me look better, right? So
Yeah.
anything that can make you look better, enhance what you're saying, give you those really juicy keywords or sound bites that can help be more memorable. That's what's working and that's what's necessary. You don't necessarily like I've tried to create some fun like Sora videos and I fail. I have failed. I don't have time to go look into that because I don't I've seen people do them and I think they're so hilarious. And if I can create some fun ones, I would, but only if I could do it quickly. So I
Yeah.
haven't done it yet because it's not a quick thing for me to learn, apparently. So so I'm just letting that go. You don't have to do every little thing just because people are teaching it, you know?
Yeah, and I love that you say that because I'm on the same page with you as far as Sora is concerned. I saw it and said, "Oh, this looks like so much fun. I really want to do this." And I realized this is not where I need to keep my energy focused. If you are an entrepreneur and you
No,
need to get the word out about what you do, Sora definitely could help a little bit to
no,
attract people with some of the fun things. But that's not keeping the main thing the main thing.
no,
So
it's a
I'm like
delight.
you. If I have free time later on, I'll do
Squirrel.
that.
It's a squirrel.
It's a squirrel.
It's a non-productive squirrel. I've wasted at
Yeah.
least 5 hours over there and that I can't get back. And it irks me. So,
Yeah, well, there's going to be more and more of those tools coming out, everyone, and
yeah,
you don't need to worry about that FOMO, fear of missing out. If
no,
you just keep the main thing about getting the word out about what you do, the people you serve, the solutions, the transformations you provide, that's being the truthful individual that wants to help other people, and that's what people are looking for. that's
yeah,
that's moving into our third topic, which is about connecting and automation and still maintaining a deeper connection with your audience, which we call automating with soul. So what are your thoughts around that, Katrina?
yes. So, a lot of talk out there about automating every little thing from social media posting to commenting to DMing, all that kind of stuff. I want to do the very first layer of that process, but the rest of it should be me. Okay. Or if I had a really good human mini me that knew everything about what I was selling and how I would respond, I would use that. But I don't really want an AI bot talking to all my people. Now, to make the initial messaging easier, having an AI agent or something to connect, yes, 100%. And I'm still working on that process. I don't know if you have that set up, but like that would be helpful because then you can market a little bit more to the masses and at least capture those initial hand raiser people that want more, right? Easily without a lot of manual labor, onesie twosie everybody. So there's that. When it comes to obviously CRMs and managing the lead gen follow up process to get people into your funnels and with free things and all that, yes, of course we've always needed that. Okay, and we didn't have all this kind of stuff when I started my business. So you guys are lucky, but you got to use the tools. So you need a good CRM. You can pay $97 for it. You can even pay $20 for it with some of them. You don't have to get something super expensive. Just use the tool you've got. And if you need to upgrade later, but use what you've got. So, And you got to learn some of this stuff. I have a lot of clients that aren't very techy and they're like, oh no, I don't do the tech, da da da. Like, I'm like, I'm not going to worry about that. Well, you can't not worry about it these days because otherwise you're only going to have a handful of leads coming in every month and hopefully you can sell them all, but you won't probably sell them all. We need more than a handful of leads. That's not enough leads to make a lot of money. We need thousands of leads. So in order to have thousands of leads coming through or being talked to, then so we can get at least a couple dozen or a few hundred coming in, you have to talk to thousands of people in multiple different ways. So we have to make that as easy as possible to do that without killing ourselves, right?
Yeah,
I don't want to work
yeah.
24/7. Like I have, I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, it's a fine balance because, especially as a solopreneur, which so many of the people that I work with and I know you work with are, they're wearing a lot of hats and trying to figure this all out, and oftentimes on a bootstrap on top of it. So you are so right that find the tools that really can help ease this process so you don't lose your soul in the process trying to do it all yourself, but also so you can connect with more people is really critical. I had quite a conversation with the people in my master group this earlier this morning, saying you've got to be willing, if you're in business, to step up and make investments in some of these tools right
Yes.
now because they are more robust than ever. It used to be that you would have to buy this tool for that and another tool over here. And you'd
Yes.
have like half a dozen tools you'd be paying for, and then you had to get them to all talk to each other. And
Yes.
there are now tools that we use that we're both using a version of Go High Level. I think people are
Right.
familiar with that particular one. And I wouldn't be without it after having spent the last 15 years using I don't know how many tools,
I know.
figuring them out and then
At
trying
least
to
eight
make
or
them talk to
nine.
each other. Yeah, it's
Right.
crazy. So I think that's a really important aspect of not only communicating with soul, but maintaining your soul as well.
Maintaining. That's the most
Yeah.
important part.
Well, I just feel that there's so much now with these tools as well. Every one of them is integrating some form of AI assistant to make them work easier. Whether or not
Yes.
it's on showing you how to use different aspects of the tool or giving you answers as you ask for it or making suggestions to you. AI is really incorporated into almost everything we use now as an online entrepreneur. And I had a gal ask me earlier today in my training, well, how do I do this? I've never done that before. And I said, well, I could show you, I could train you, but you could also just go on the internet and ask the question because AI will bring you back the answer, including the exact steps you need to take to get that particular task done.
Oh,
Now that's more efficient for you and for me. And we're both preserving our souls in the process. That's why I want people to just open their minds to the possibilities of what's already available for them in their businesses today. And honestly, Katrina, so much of it is actually a lot less costly than it was even 10
it
years
is.
ago, isn't it?
Well, not only that, but I had this techie VA virtual assistant for the longest time. She's amazing. She's still amazing, right? But like every little thing I needed help with tech, I would just say, "Hey, I need this done," and she would do it, right? Or she would try to explain it to me. Like she could write all the instructions, but like what you're saying is literally we could go over here and we could say, I need help to da 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 on my WordPress website and hook that up to, Go High Level and la 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 la. And it would just punch out the step-by-step instructions in seconds. I don't have to wait for a reply from a VA. I don't have to spend $50 an hour for them to do it. I can just get it done. No offense. We need VAs. I still have VAs. Don't get me wrong. They're
Mhm.
still a very much a necessary commodity. And you're right, as far as if you are so bootstrapped and so trying to start this on a shoestring budget, maybe you should get a job and make more money first and then start your business. I'm all for having entrepreneurs, don't get me wrong. But if you can't invest in the training and the things you need, you're not going to get very far. it's a realistic expectation, or it's an unrealistic expectation to think that you're just gonna open a business, design your own, website on Wix, and then go get a bunch of clients and know how to do every little thing with all the different hats we have to wear without getting
Yeah,
any support. Like that just amazes me that people still think to this day they can do that. I mean, I know a lot about sales and marketing. I still hired business coaches. I still have had
right.
like 15 different mentors, anywhere from 5,000 to $30,000. Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, more than that. I paid one of them $78,000 in a course of 2 years. I paid her to help me.
yeah,
So, and yeah, oh, I don't want to get into debt. Well, then get a job because you're going to go into like you're going to get some debt
yeah.
while you're building your business, but you can make more money and pay it off. You just
Right.
have to trust
Well, and
yourself.
the whole point is you can do it faster now than ever before. So the playing field really has been leveled, but as you say, you absolutely have to invest some time and some money into getting systems set up that make it run more efficiently. And these AI tools that are available to us, many are free, many you can pay for, are really part of the process. So I really appreciate just having this discussion around it because I think it's something that a lot of people are thinking, well, what do I do first? I don't even know how to get started. Well, just get started by going and getting familiar with some of the AI tools that are out there, what we call the large language models, which are ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. There's so many out there, and you can certainly get started with them for free and just ask it a few questions about things you're wanting to know how to do, and you'll just be amazed how much you can shortcut some of the processes that you need to take. So, Katrina, I would love to have you share a little bit about a gift that you want everyone to have an opportunity to take advantage of that is foundational to growing a business. Let me bring this particular image up for everyone. You're going to be able to pick up Katrina's gift. I just want you to be aware that it is something she's going to describe to you, but I want you to get the address here. Go to shinetips.com/Katrina gift. And if you're just listening to this, Katrina is spelled Katrina, Katrina gift. Katrina, go ahead and let them
Yeah.
know what they're in store for.
Yeah. You know, I I created this video training. I actually did it live with some other participants and then recorded it, obviously. But it's the eight, I call it used to be called the 8 secrets to a consistent money making business. I don't know that they're secrets necessarily, just being honest. Like, but they are the foundational things. There's mindset, there's marketing, there's automation, there's even love for self and self-care. So there's a lot of different things that it's kind of like the hats idea that you were talking about. It's those big buckets that we have to think about when we're trying to build a business. And many entrepreneurs avoid 2 to 3 of them, honestly, for various reasons, because they're not comfortable, they don't know how to do it or whatever. So just it's something that you can go and make sure either get validation that you're doing a good job with all these areas, or you'll find out, oh, I should be working more on this and this, right? And so it's just like an awareness and a training on some things that you might want to consider adding or refining or working on in your business.
Sounds wonderful. And we love video trainings. Go to shinetips.com/Katrina gift. Now, Katrina, I would love to hear maybe just a sort of final words of wisdom from you, something that you want people to hear that if they take nothing else from this interview, you want to make sure they remember this. What would that be?
So if you're a newer entrepreneur or even in the first 5 years and you are still waiting for the perfect brand, the perfect name, the perfect this, the perfect package, the perfect offer, the perfect whatever, the perfect web page, the perfect designer, stop it, is what I want to tell you. Stop it. Just go and sell and create and sell whatever sounds good today. And then just keep being open to the evolution. Too many people wait to launch, failure to launch, right? They wait until they think they have it perfect. There's no perfection. We're not perfect. We don't claim to be perfect. We're just trying to figure this stuff out the way, just like you guys. And
Yeah.
when we hit on something, then we go deeper with it. If it's crickets, then we move on, right? So Just go and take inspired action, messy or not, it doesn't matter, and stop overthinking.
Yeah, stop overthinking, take inspired action, messy or not. Thank you, Katrina. It's been great having you today and having you share your perspective on the advances going on in AI and how we work it into our businesses. And I truly appreciate you being here. Thanks so
Yeah.
much. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you all on the next Inspirational Businesswoman show. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching today. Do you know someone who would be a great guest for our show? Or would you like to be a guest on the Inspirational Businesswoman show? Let's shine the spotlight on your expertise. We'll share your story while offering tips, strategies, and advice to our viewers. Expert interviews are a great way to build your reputation as the go-to expert. Go to shinetips.com/IBWS to apply today. Women are waiting for your message, and I can't wait to interview you.